welcome to my channel. So today's topic is identity. What is the concept of identity shifting? What are the techniques to shift your identity? So first of all, I'm going to let you know the concept of identity. What identity means, how we can define the identity in very simple term. Identity means your ideal self. It means who you are. It means what are your unique abilities and the traits of your personality and your character. So in simple terms, it means the characteristics, the beliefs, the traits of your personality, of your character that you actually have, that you have believe in, that you follow. And all these things, they are given a collective name that is called the identity. So the concept of identity shifting actually means when you shift from the current beliefs and the traits that you follow to those traits, those beliefs which actually you think they are much closer to your ideal self. It means shifting from the current beliefs, from your current capabilities, from your current actions, from the things that you do actually do now, okay, to those which you actually believe you are capable of doing, which actually your personality wants to do, which your character actually affirms to do. So that is the concept of identity shifting. So when you choose that you want to shift your identity, it is not a one-day process. Well, it takes maybe weeks, and in some cases it can take months, because it depends upon which beliefs you have been following all the way from your birth and your from growth. Okay, so it requires some practical steps, okay, with which you can shift your identity, with which you can move actually closer to your ideal self, with which you can actually realize your actual capabilities of your character and the personality. So it requires certain practical steps. So before actually letting you know the practical steps, I wish to let you know a phenomena that is called the identity crisis. The phenomenon is very important because in this whole shifting, okay, if you are actually unable to realize the issues, you can actually have many problems. Actually, this phenomena is called identity crisis. You need to avoid this. What you have to do is you have to take those steps which are actually imperative for identity shifting. Now let me explain what is identity crisis. Actually, identity crisis tends to lead your beliefs. It tends to lead your practical steps which you take to shift your identity. Okay, it can be your fears, it can be the pains, it can be those apprehensions which you think that they might occur if you are going to shift your identity to actually realize your actual potential and the capabilities. Okay, it can be anything, like if you think that if you're going to take a certain step and it causes your internal disturbance in your mind, okay, it will lead to identity crisis and not to the identity shift. So what you have to do is you have to realize that the steps which you are going to take in shifting your identity, they are crucial steps. They are simple, they are crucial, they are practical. They might take a bit longer time, but they actually should not be rushed upon, because they can actually create fears and apprehensions in your mind. So this is the tip which actually you need to remember in your journey to actually realizing your own self, your own ideal self in identity shifting. Okay, so now I am going to let you know 5 basic and simple techniques to shift your identity. The first technique is change the stories that you tell about yourself to the others. Look, everyone has certain stories, okay, and we let these stories know to others. They can be our family members, they can be our relatives, they can be our friends, they can be anyone. So what we have to do is, in this process, we have to change these stories. We are not going to tell them that we are worried. We are not going to let them know that we are sick. Actually, you have to let them know the good things about you. You have to let them know the good stories about yourself. They can be any story. They can be story of your childhood. They can be story of anything, like of your work, of anything. It can be anything. Just let them know your good stories. Avoid telling them your bad things. So in this process, you might think that if you don't have any good story, then what will you do? Then just don't tell a lie, but actually stop telling bad things about yourself to the others. So what it does actually, how it is helpful in identity shifting. Actually, when you don't tell bad things about others to you, others won't have anything to comment about you. You will actually have, and you are not going to listen anything bad from others about you. So what you know, what you will do actually in these circumstances, you will actually realize the good things about you. You will start thinking about positive things in your life, and then you can actually develop kind of doing good things in your life. So this is the first step, and it is actually very simple step, that just don't let bad things about you to others. Just let positive things, good stories about you, about yourselves to the others. Okay, the second technique is always set highest standards in your life. Like there are many standards at each and every stage of one's life. Every man has actually 5 to 7 different stages of his life. Be you are a baby, be you are a young, be you are a professional, be you are something who is 50 plus. The thing is that always have the highest standards in your life. Just don't set the standards at this level. Just set the standards at this level. For example, I am going to let you know, if you are working as a medical professional, okay, and you are earning yearly $50,000. This is the maximum limit that you have set at this point. But if think out of the box for a moment and actually set the standard at $75,000 per year, okay, at this stage, and now work for it. I hope that you have actually realized what I'm trying to convey you. Actually, whether you are working as an employee, whether you are a professional, whether you are a student, whether you are an entrepreneur, whatever you do, just set the highest standard in your life. Just try to get the maximum. Okay, never underestimate your capabilities. Everyone has maximum capabilities. Everyone can achieve whatever one can think of. So always set the standards at the highest level, then actually try to serve your energies to achieve that. The third technique with which you can shift your identity is to have confidence in your capabilities. Okay, I'm giving you an example. Look, you are capable of actually running a car. Okay, you have a capability to of a very good artist. Okay, you are a very good artist. Actually, you can have a unique capability which others around yourself might not have. So always have your belief in your capabilities. Always actually work on polishing your capabilities, on polishing your skills. You actually need to think that if you are a good driver, there may be 1,000 people around your surroundings. They not be actually good drivers as you are. You might be a very unique artist in the whole world. So always think of your capabilities. Never actually think what others have. Always think what you have. Always think what you have, and always think that there are millions of the people in this world that don't have what you have. So always actually have confidence in your capabilities. Always polish those capabilities to achieve the maximum standard. That is the second technique to achieve, and this is the process with which actually you can realize your true self, your ideal self. Okay, the fourth technique to shift your identity is contentment. The feeling of contentment. Contentment means actually to cherish what you have. You just don't need to look at others, what your neighbor is driving, what your neighbor owns, what he eats. Just you need to focus on what you have. So whatever you have, just feel contented, And after the contentment, you just need to focus on your capabilities. Okay, it is like all these techniques are interlinked with each other. So just be focused, be content with what you have, just cherish those moments and work hard. And the fifth technique is to focus on yourself and not to get swayed away by the success of the others. Actually, in our world, we have seen that many people tend to get succeed in very early ages of their life. Like I'm giving you an example. Look, there are five students in one class. Actually, maybe one of them in his 30 years actually gets millionaire. He becomes a millionaire. He enjoys health and wealth. But the four others they have actually left behind in their life as compared to him. Actually, they get surveyed by his success. They fail to realize that though he has succeeded, but they have a complete life ahead of them. What they have to do is they have to focus on this life because a journey for each and everybody is actually different. One tends to get succeed at very early age, and then he gets tend to retire at very early age as well. So we don't need to actually get swayed by the success of others. We just need to focus on ourselves. We just need to feel. We just actually need to be contented about our capabilities, our happiness, our things, our belongings that we have. Okay. So these were the five techniques with which we can realize our actual identity, with which we can realize our actual capabilities and the beliefs and the traits of our character and the personality. If we are going to adopt these five techniques in our life, we can actually shift the identity that we have to our actual identity. I hope that you have liked my video. Please subscribe to my channel for more of these kinds of the videos. Thank you very much.